Hello students. In the last lecture we talked about various methods of passing parameters to functions. Uh, One method is call by value and another method is call by reference. In the last lecture we talked about call by value and today we will talk about call by reference. Before discussing this matter we need to know what is a pointer. Pointer is a variable that store the address of another variable. In case we take a variable like I write int a, then a can hold only integer type data. But if we want to store the address of a particular variable, we want that our variable should refer to another variable. In this case, we need to use pointers because pointer can store the addresses of variables. And this is also used to allocate memory to variables at runtime. Pointer can belong to different data types such as int, float, char, double, short, etc. And the syntax to create a variable, pointer variable is we need to mention the data type. For example, it can be int, float, char, and then asterisk operator and variable name. This is simple as we create a normal variable, but difference is here we need to use the asterisk sign, that is star. Initialization of a pointer variable. What is initialization? This is basically assignment of a value to a variable. For example, in this statement, int a is equal to 10. Here we are assigning value 10 to a. This is the initialization of a. And in the next statement, int star ptr, we are creating a pointer type variable named ptr, and this variable can hold the address of any other variable. As you can see, ptr is equal to address of a. Ampersand here is the address of operator. And this statement where we are initializing the pointer, we are assigning it the address of a, or we can also write it in a shorthand in a single statement like int star ptr is equal to address of a. Here we are doing the declaration and initialization together. So now the pointer variable ptr is pointing to address of a. In this example, we have created one pointer variable ptr and q is the integer type variable. In the next statement, we are assigning value 50 in q. That means q will store a value 50. And in next statement, ptr is equal to address of q. Now we have assigned address of q to ptr. That means ptr is pointing to q now. And now if we want to display the value of q, this could be done like printf %d comma %d. We know that if we want to print any integer type value, we need to use format specifier control string %d and star ptr. Now this will print the value of q, that is 50. And the last statement is return 0. This is only we are using because we have taken return type of main function as integer. Now we will discuss about pointers as function arguments. As we discussed in the last example of call by value, that if you want to swap the value of two variable using call by values, the changes will be made only in the formal parameter, but the actual parameters will remain same. But what if you want to make changes in the actual parameters also? This can be done with the help of pointer as function arguments. So this method is a call by reference method. When we pass the address of of actual parameter to the formal parameters. Here the first statement hash include stdio.h. That means we are adding header file stdio.h in our program to use the inbuilt input and output functions. In the next statement, exchange is a user defined function. Its return type is void, and we are passing it pointers as arguments int star comma int star. That means we will pass two pointer type variables to this function. Then suppose we assign this is wrong statement, leave it, and now see from main function. In main function we have used two variables x and y, both are integer type, and in the next statement we are assigning value to x and y, that is 100 and 200. And here the program is to swap the value of x and y. That means x will store 200 and y must store 100. And in the next statement, printf function will print the value of x and y before exchange logic. In the next statement, exchange, in the braces we are passing it address of x and address of y. So here is the difference. In call by value we just pass x comma y, that means we just pass the values of actual parameters, but here we are passing the addresses of actual parameters. After this statement, exchange statement, the control will jump at the definition of exchange function, and you can see in this statement it is written int star a, int star b. That means these are pointer variables and these can hold the address of another variable, and addresses we are passing in the exchange function call. That is, address of x will be passed to a and address of y will be passed to b. That means now a and b both are pointing to x and y because these are pointer variables. Now in this definition we are using the logic of exchange. Here int t is used for storage of to store the value of a, that is the value of x. It will get stored in t. Then we will pass the value of b to a, and in next statement the value of a that is stored in t will be passed to b, and this will perform the exchange process. And then is the return statement. After return statement, the control will go back to the next statement after function call, that is the printf statement. Here printf, after exchanging, it will print the value of x and y, and after exchange the values are 200 and 100. That means the values are exchanged now, and this is only possible with the help of pointers when we call the function with the help of reference. Here in this statement we have passed the addresses of the actual parameters x and y to pointer variables a and b, and with the help of this a and b both are pointing to the values of x and y, and the exchange process has taken place in the actual addresses of x and y. So at the end, when we are printing the values of x and y, actual exchange has taken place. So that's all for today. Thank you.